What's up, y'all? Yeah, you know who this is. This is Sharina from the Hawaii 808, y'all, from the 50th state. Check out my YouTube channel. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe, y'all. Hit that button, y'all. Yeah, you know what time it is. Peace. Aloha.
Alright, so we have some baby back ribs. We're going to smoke them and for 3 hours at 160 degrees. And then we're going to throw it in the sous vide for 21 hours. Shout out to Guga at Sous Vide Everything. If you ever get a chance to watch him, he is a master. Okay, so before we start and put the base on it, we have to get rid of this membrane. And if you see, best way, there's several ways to do it. All you got to do is get underneath it and grab a paper towel and massage that any way you can to get that membrane off. Sometimes I get lucky and do it in one pass. Most of the time it might take 2 or 3. Okay, that's not bad. I'll clean that up off camera. Again, you want to get your knife underneath. You can see that underneath. And I'm wearing gloves, but you can also grab a paper towel. That works just as well. And just pull. You want to try to get rid of this because you can just imagine that if you left this on and someone bit into your ribs and they had to contend with this, they would talk about you behind your back. So try your best to get all of that membrane off. And again, it's easier to do it now than later. I might have to cut that off. Yeah, that one. Butcher should be ashamed of himself. Not me, not me, because I'm working with it. But the person who cut this, because that membrane shouldn't be this hard to get off. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna clean that up. Through the magic of television, when you come back, those will be perfect.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, to pull that up.
Yeah,
they just throw the ribs on the grill and that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Because imagine this in your teeth. Oh man, that is something out of a nightmare. Sometimes it's tricky, sometimes it's nice, but you gotta do the best you can to get that membrane off, because again, no one wants this stuck in between their teeth. Okay, let me clean this up a bit. I hate to throw away some meat, but if it ensures that I get all of that membrane, so be it. I'm at the NPS.
You gotta use some muscles to get all that stuff out, you guys.
Well, again, sometimes it's a beaut. Sometimes it comes apart easily, and sometimes it makes you want to fight for it. Well, again, it's sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's time consuming, but it's always worth it because, you know, Nobody wants that. Alright, so I think we got it all. Okay, I think we got it all. Again, that's not membrane, I don't think.
It's more like fat.
And I don't want to.
Not that much fat.
Trust me, I don't want to.
We don't want that much fat.
I don't want the fat to go. Okay, so what we're going to use? We're going to use. Okay, let me change my gloves. Give me 1 sec.
All right. Yeah, you gotta change those gloves because we don't want no contamination. Ain't that right?
Cross-contamination.
That's right.
That's the ticket. So now that I got that out of the way, okay, so what we're going to use is we're going to use just regular yellow mustard, and this is going to act as a binder because I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to use Famous Dave's Rib Rub. Again, Famous Dave's Rib Rub. This is just the one I use. You might have a perfect blend. This is going to be simple, and so it's going to be a simple cook. So away we go. Now you want to
gotta shake the mustard up, honey.
Yes, I thought my assistant shook it for me.
Nah,
my assistant didn't shake it for me.
Shake that mustard up.
My assistant, which is me.
You guys, before you use mustard or ketchup, make sure you shake it well.
Yes. If only I would have listened. Okay, and so I'm going to use the entire bottle. I'm going to use the entire bottle of Dave's Rib Rub on this, okay? So I'm on the back, and so I'm going to start on the back. So again, just going to lather that in. I got one clean hand and one clean hand, one dirty hand. Okay, and again, you just want to make sure that you get enough down so that it coats the entire rib. And again, rib sizes vary, so there is no set amount that I should tell you because, you know, again, that's dependent upon you and your butcher. So I just like to coat it liberally. Then
you want me to open it for you?
Nope.
The other way.
Come here, you. Who loves you? Who loves you? Wow. Wow. Oh, man. This is crazy. Okay, there's a... And... Surprise. Okay.
You can be taught.
You can be taught. I miss Robin Williams. He was a genius. And then you just want to pat it in the best you can. Again, normally I got a cutting board for this, but since I'm going to let this rest for about an hour, come to room well, I'm gonna let this rest for about an hour so that this rub could be absorbed. I'm going to put it on the smoker, again, 145 degrees for 3 hours, and then it's going to go sous vide, and I'll give you the exact temperatures when we get there. I'm going to lose some, but that's okay. That's quite all right. Alright. Normally I angle it so that all three can share space. Okay, and just like the first side, just like the other side, this one, I'm going to sprinkle it liberally all over. And if you use the whole bottle, man, it was worth it. I normally, for 3 ribs, I plan on using the whole bottle. Again, you press it in as you can. You use the mustard also as a guide. You want to make sure that you cover all of the mustard. Again, we're going to start the smoke out back. And we're going to smoke this at around 165 degrees for 3 hours. Then we're going to throw it in the sous vide for 21 hours. And tomorrow, Sunday dinner, we're going to have a wonderful meal. I'm ready.
Okay, we'll see you soon on the smoker. We're going to go to the grill.
Meat out and, you know, soaking up that wonderful rub, and you can see that it's absorbed into the meat. It's been there for about an hour or so, and now we're going to put it in the smoker. If you'll pan to the smoker, you'll notice that there's a water pan underneath the smoke. I have the smoke coming up underneath that water pan, and we're going to do a shell game because my smoker is not that big, so I'm going to be rotating all 3 of these.
With your gloves.
I'm going to be rotating these meat. I'm going to be rotating this every hour or so. I'm smoking it with a combination of charcoal and apple wood. And again, I'm going to be doing a shell game. So right now is where they lay. I'm going to put a probe in them. And every hour or so, I'm going to rotate them around so that each one can get the appropriate amount of smoke. You'll notice that when you're smoking ribs, you always want to put the bone side down. You want to protect the meat as much as possible. Okay, so again, because my smoker is a little smaller, I have to keep rotating it to make sure that each one gets the requisite amount of smoke. Okay, so this one now moves over to the back. This one moves up. This one moves up, and we're in the final hour of our smoke. And again, we're trying to smoke it. That's why there's a water pan underneath this to provide the moisture, so that way I don't have to spritz every few minutes. Okay, so
this smells really good.
Well, thank you. It's still raw
Yeah,
because we're getting smoke on, but we will get the sous vide ready. And again, 21 hours on in the sous vide, and then we'll put some barbecue sauce on there. We'll make sure that we bake that barbecue sauce on with the SUV gun, and it'll be wonderful to eat. Alrighty, so again, another hour on the smoke, and then after that, I'll show you what it looks like.
To put it in the sous vide, right?
Put it in the sous vide.
Okay.
Alrighty.
We'll be back. And what, honey? That's it?
Nothing else to say.
Alright, you guys.
So, I took it out of the smoker. I'm going to put it in food safer bags, double them, just to be on the safe side. And then I'm going to put it in that rack, and then I'm going to put that in a 150 degree water bath for 21 hours. Okay, and
alright, you guys, this is the rack that he's talking about right here. He's getting everything ready. And that looks so good. Let's get a close-up. Look at that. He smoked it.
with charcoal and applewood.
With charcoal and applewood, you guys. Look at that. And he is getting the sous vide ready. It's heating up in the green light, saying it's ready. So Matt is going to vacuum seal it. He's going to vacuum seal the ribs, and we're going to put it in the sous vide. If you guys don't have a sous vide, I hope you guys get one. It's so good.
We're going to sous vide our rack of ribs. You want to make sure that your bag is long enough for these ribs. So we're going to make a bag. Different machines, different food saver machines vary on how you make the bags. You know how your machine works. This one, we pull it out until we have the right length. And you'll notice I have my ribs here as a guide. So I pull this out until I got the length of the ribs, and I'll pull it out just a bit more because I'm going to fold it up like so. Okay. And I'm going to fold it up like so. So none of the drippings of the ribs get on this portion of the bag. It has to meet the seal right there. Okay? So, and since each one is going to be double bagged, that means I need a total of 6 bags.
You want to go ahead and do one so they can see?
What,
you vacuum seal it, the rib.
Okay, so now our mission is to wrangle these smoked ribs into a sous vide bag. Okay, so you notice again that I tied this up. I folded this back so that the area that comes in contact with the sealer is clear.
Hot, honey?
Really. I just want to make sure that I don't inadvertently put any goat. See, you see the goat? The goat is away from the bag. Sometimes you can get that enough. There we go.
So now you got it in the second bag.
Yes, and hopefully it won't be as temperamental now that there is no juice. Oh. Right. Let's try that with a bigger bag. This is the biggest bag. And this is the biggest set of ribs, so this is the biggest bag I have. Some of the other ribs are a little smaller, so here we go. And third time's the charm.
There we go.
And so this might be a little bit of trial and error. This is what the plan is. The plan is to put it on this rack. That is the plan. But these ribs, these ribs are, you know, I don't want them poking out of the water. So we shall see if this works. Otherwise, I'll stack them one on top of the other. See this rib, which is at the high point. I don't want this rib to be poking out of the water. So we are going to figure it out. Whether it's trial and error, or yeah. So that is the plan.
Okay. We'll be back. He's going to finish up the other two, and then we'll show you how to put it in the sous vide.
I'm going to. Does that look like it's? Does that look like it's getting all underneath there? Got one right there. Got me worried.
Probably want to put some weights down. Okay, so honey, for this sous vide, how long is it going to take?
21 hours.
So how long did you smoke the meat?
Smoked the meat for about 3.5 hours.
And then we're going to sous vide it for how many hours?
21 hours at 150 degrees.
All right, you guys. Once we get done, that will be tomorrow. That will take it out. It's still going, y'all. About 3 more hours. It'll be ready. And we'll be back. Don't that look good? Got some weights. Got to make sure all the meat was down. Alright, you guys, be back.
Okay, so alrighty, so welcome back. This is one of the ribs that was smoked for 3.5 hours and in the sous vide for around 21 hours at 150 degrees. I'm patting it dry to get some of the excess moisture out, because what we're going to do is we're going to use the SOOOOO gun to get a sear on this. Then we're going to paste it with this barbecue sauce, and then we're going to set that afire with the SOOOOO gun. It should be tasty. And let's get to it. Turn it over, and we'll do the other side. You can see the smoke coming off of it, so you know that this thing is hot. Oh, should be delicious. Is there anything better than baby back ribs? If it is, I don't know what it is. Okay, turn this puppy over. just put some of the sauce on it. Okay, so this with the SUV gun, this is like if you were on the barbecue, you would put different layers on it. So this is what I'm doing. I'm taking this layer over, I'm caramelizing it. Turn it over. It's like painting. You don't want any dry spots. You want to get all, you want to apply barbecue sauce to every nook and cranny there is. Alright, and so now SUV gun will again caramelize this. And that, okay, I cannot tell a lie. I want a little bit more barbecue sauce. More barbecue sauce. Okay. And again, I'm gonna go at it for about 10 or so seconds. 10 or so seconds. About an SUV gun, if you can do the thing you're a partner. And you can't tell me if it's something that's your friend. When you pull out something that shoots fire. Man's fascination with fire goes back a long way.